News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Governor declares a fire emergency. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Monday, August 17th, 2015. Thanks for joining us this morning. And I want to say, first of all, thank you to John King and Sarah and Dominique for filling in while I was on vacation for a week. And what a week it was. My goodness, I certainly picked a good one to be on vacation, didn't I? With all the storms and fires and that sort of thing. Well, let's go ahead and pick things up right now. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by the Mustard Seed Restaurant located in Southgate Mall. Our top story this morning, Governor Steve Bullock has declared a fire emergency in Montana as better weather conditions yesterday aided firefighting efforts and prevented new major fire starts. The emergency declaration allows Bullock to mobilize state resources and the Montana National Guard to help fight those fires. Before we get to the fire update, let's find out what's going on with our air quality in Missoula. This is as of 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Here's Ben Schmidt.
This is the Missoula Valley Air Quality Hotline. As of 4 p.m. Sunday, air quality in the Missoula Valley is moderate and the cumulative exposure is unhealthy for sensitive groups. When air quality is unhealthy for sensitive groups, those with heart or lung disease, smokers, children, and the elderly should limit prolonged exposure. Smoke from fires in the multi-state area is expected to impact western Montana for the next few days.
Let's find out some updates on the fires closest to Missoula. Unified Command over the weekend was managing the Wild Horse Point fire. It was about 7 miles south of Houston. Now on Friday, it had gone up to about 50 acres and was producing smoke visible for most areas of Missoula. The fire not threatening any structures at that time. No small sections of private land are located approximately 3 miles to the southeast of that fire area. Pretty much under control right now, though. And the Morel Complex update. That's burning up near Seeley Lake. 2 of the original 3 fires in that complex have merged, and the complex now consists of 2 fires about 1/2 mile apart. More accurate mapping established the 2 fires at approximately 380 total acres. Initial efforts this week will be focusing on the southern and western flanks of the fire to corral it away from the community of Seeley Lake and Highway 93. Fire managers continued over the weekend to staff and identify new fires in the Lolo National Forest located from recent lightning strikes. Several fires that were staffed over the weekend were contained, and actions are being taken on several others across the Lolo National Forest. First of all, there's the Baldy Fire, about 12 miles north of Plains, about 2 miles west of Baldy Lake on the Plains-Thompson Falls Ranger District. Firefighters were able to contain the 2-acre fire as of Saturday. Currently, 4 firefighters and 1 water tender were assigned to strengthen the fire line and to do some mop-up duties there. The Packers Gulch Fire, about 7 miles south of Tarkio, about 1.2 acres as of Saturday. 20 firefighters are working there, no structures threatened. The Middle Rock Fire, about 3 miles north of DeBorgia on the Superior Ranger District near the Continental Divide. It's about 85% contained. No structures or property were threatened by that fire. Here's the big one. This is where most of the smoke we're getting in the Missoula Valley is coming from. The Lawyer Complex Fire. That's up by Kamei, Idaho. Right now it's up to about 53,000 acres. It was started by lightning, and so far 30 homes and 75 outbuildings have been lost at a cost of over $4.2 million to fight. Mandatory evacuations remain in place on the west, north, and east sides of Kamei outside the city limits. U.S. Highway 12 is still open, but may periodically have a pilot car moving traffic through the fire area that's north of Kamei. And the big one in Glacier Park is the Thompson Fire. It's about 13,000, almost 14,000 acres, and it is 0% contained at this time. The Thompson Fire, located in a remote south-central backcountry area of Glacier National Park. It's about 15 miles east of the West Glacier entrance, 12 miles southwest of the St. Mary entrance. Most of Glacier National Park is unaffected by this wildfire and is available for recreational use. Well, drugs contributed to more crime in Missoula last week, according to Missoula County Attorney Kirsten Pabst. One of those crimes resulted in a very odd assault with a weapons charge.
Drug-related cases, we've seen 3 new meth cases this week, and one assault with a weapon that I categorized under drug cases because it was definitely drug motivated. The weapon was a boombox, allegedly.
According to Pabst, the use of heroin and methamphetamine are on the rise in Missoula, along with a number of DUIs.
Kind of a constant disturbing trend of DUIs. And we had another felony DUI, which means fourth or subsequent offense. One felony child criminal endangerment that was DUI related. There were 2 little kids in the car. Mom was allegedly intoxicated, and many, many misdemeanor DUI tickets as well.
Pabst also said the Missoula County Attorney's Office is working on a training manual that will be used in other jurisdictions on how to best handle sexual assault cases. Friday was a strange day for the Missoula Police Department as well. Public Information Officer Travis Welsh says there were 2 similar reports of aggravated burglary. He said the first call came in about 1:03 a.m.
Officers responded to a report of an aggravated burglary in the 200 block of North 1st Street West, where a 21-year-old man was said to have broken into a residence and assaulted the occupant. There were some words exchanged after the suspect left, and he broke in again and beat the victim up a second time.
Aaron Weitzman was arrested for 2 counts of aggravated burglary. Meanwhile, another call came in about a similar situation.
Second one, a 21-year-old man was arrested for the same charge of aggravated burglary after he crawled through a window on the 4600 block of 23rd Street and grabbed a former girlfriend, causing pain and fear, and then punched another male in the face, causing some injury.
The second suspect was identified as 24-year-old Everett Newhouse. The fate of the female bear and her cubs has been released after the report that they killed a man in Yellowstone National Park. Spokesperson Julina Campbell has details.
We determined that he was definitely killed by the female grizzly bear that we had captured, and that she and her cubs had been the ones that were feeding on his body. The DNA evidence linked them to that. And so after considering a couple of different options, none of them really very viable, we did decide to euthanize the adult female, and we had been working with a couple of different agencies to place the cubs.
The cubs are being relocated to a zoo in Toledo, Ohio.
The full circumstances, of how the cubs, came to be orphaned, if you will. And so they will, I believe, use that part of that story in, their educational messages about them.
Campbell says it was a very unfortunate event, but at least the cubs are able to live, and hopefully the zoo officials will be able to teach others about bear safety. Our Newstalk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Patchy areas of sun and smoke. Temperatures will top out in the upper 70s today. Isolated showers are possible this afternoon with breezy conditions. Winds will gust as high as 20 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.